What if I told you there are machines so powerful they make skyscrapers look small and storms sound quiet? These aren't fantasy, they're Caterpillar's 20 colossal beasts, each one a legend forged in steel. From dozers that carve mountains to loaders that swallow tons in seconds, prepare to meet the machines you were never meant to see this close. Cat D7, the mid-size worksite boss. Some machines are big, some are fast. And then there's the Cat D7, a perfect balance of both. Ask any contractor across the US, and they'll tell you the same thing. The D7 gets it done, period. Operating weight, 65,000 pounds, about as much as 10 full-grown African elephants lying trunk to tail. Net power, 265 horsepower, enough to push a city bus uphill without blinking. Blade capacity, 7.9 cubic yards, almost 3 hot tubs worth of material every pass. Height, 11.5 feet, length, 23.8 feet. Fuel tank, 135 gallons. Price, $850,000, cheaper than a house in San Francisco, and far more productive. Luis, a civil contractor in Santa Fe, has 3 D7s running 5 days a week. It's the dozer that never lets you down, he said, brushing dust off his boots. He once used one to carve a relief trench during a flash flood. City called it lucky. I call it having the right machine and knowing how to use it. When it comes to balancing power, precision, and footprint, the D7 doesn't just fit the job, it defines it. Cat 777G, the reliable workhorse. Next, let's talk about the Cat 777G, the workhorse of Caterpillar's lineup. This truck is not as flashy as the others, but trust me, it commands respect. It's built for the long haul, especially in places like the Carlin Trend Mine in Nevada, home to one of the largest gold deposits in the world. This mine is constantly pushing its workers to their limits, but the 777G just keeps going, day after day, without breaking a sweat. With a 1,000 horsepower engine and a 315-gallon fuel tank, the Cat 777G can carry 100 tons of material. That's like filling an entire 2-story house with dirt and rubble. And with a 64 cubic yard dump bed, it's able to handle some of the biggest hauls at Carlin Trend. At 42 feet long and 18 feet tall, this machine is compact enough to move swiftly through narrow mining roads. It doesn't have the overwhelming presence of some of the bigger trucks, but make no mistake, this truck is essential to keeping the operation running smoothly. The 777G isn't about making a spectacle. It's about getting the job done with reliability and endurance. Cat 980, the versatile site commander. If you could only bring one machine to a job site, this is it. The Cat 980 is fast, powerful, and insanely adaptable. It's the multi-tool of the heavy equipment world. Operating weight, 66,877 pounds, roughly equal to 10 bull elephants on the move. Net power, 393 HP. Bucket capacity, 4.75 to 17 cubic yards. Load a full-size van worth of material in one scoop. Height, 12 feet, length, 33.5 feet. Fuel tank, 112 gallons. Price, $615,000. In Houston, I met Carlos, a contractor who runs 980s across highway jobs and utility work. He said if you blindfolded him and dropped him anywhere, he'd still pick the 980. It's quick, it's tough, and it can do just about everything but cook lunch. From backfilling trenches to loading gravel, it's the loader that makes average operators look like pros, and pros look legendary. Cat 6020B, the versatile giant that never slows down. When you're deep in Utah's Bingham Canyon mine, surrounded by walls of copper ore and dust thick as fog, you need more than muscle, you need reliability. That's where the Cat 6020B earns its stripes. I watched it dance between haul trucks like it had a sixth sense. Massive, yes, but agile like a pro athlete in a heavyweight's body. Here's what this beast brings to the pit. Bucket capacity, 10 cubic yards. Imagine lifting 2 full dumpsters of material at once. Engine, 1,000 horsepower, same as a Bugatti Chiron, but it's not built for bragging, it's built for blasting rock. Dimensions, 18 feet tall, 32 feet long, taller than a telephone pole, longer than a city bus. Fuel tank, 450 gallons diesel, roughly $2,100 per fill, worth every drop when uptime means everything. Operating range -30 degrees Fahrenheit to 120 degrees. From icy mornings to desert heat, it doesn't flinch. Price, $2.7 million. That's a fleet of Ferraris, or one machine that never calls in sick. Operators love it for one reason. It adapts. It can load, dig, stockpile, and do it all without breaking rhythm. In a mine where time is money, the Cat 6020B runs like a metronome, precise, powerful, and unstoppable. Cat D10T2, the compact powerhouse. In a snow-covered coal site outside Gillette, Wyoming, I met a man named Carl, 58, gruff voice, frozen beard, steel in his spine. He pointed at the Cat D10T2 with pride and said, "That thing? It's not big, but it doesn't back down from anything." Weight, 154,700 pounds, heavier than 25 Ford F-150s lined up bumper to bumper. Engine, 766 horsepower, like 2 Corvettes pulling a mountain together. Blade capacity, 22 cubic yards, fills 2 cement mixers in one pass. Height, 15.4, length, 26.6 feet. Fuel tank, 425 gallons, 2,000 per fill. Price, $2.2 million, same as a penthouse suite in Vegas. Carl's been operating dozers since he was 17. When the roads iced over last winter, emergency trucks got stuck at the ridge. Carl and the D10T2 plowed a mile-long path in sub-zero temps. "She didn't even hiccup," he said. "I trust that dozer more than my truck." Cat 793F, the powerful pusher. Now let's take a step up with the Cat 793F. If the 777G is a workhorse, the 793F is a powerhouse. You'll find this truck doing the heavy lifting at the Bingham Canyon mine in Utah, the largest open-pit copper mine in North America. Here, the 793F faces the ultimate test, hauling massive loads of copper ore across rugged terrain in some of the most challenging conditions in the mining industry. The Cat 793F carries 250 tons of material per trip. To put that in perspective, imagine stacking 2 jumbo jets and calling it a load. Powered by a 2,750 horsepower engine, it can haul this massive weight at speeds up to 40 miles per hour, thanks to its advanced suspension system that smooths out even the roughest roads. With a 1,000-gallon fuel tank and a 154 cubic yard dump bed, this truck isn't just moving mountains, it's gliding through them. At 46 feet long and 23 feet tall, the 793F is an imposing figure. Yet despite its size, it maneuvers with surprising agility, handling the toughest mining roads at Bingham Canyon with ease. Cat 982XE, the mid-size technologist. Ever seen a wheel loader that thinks before it lifts? The Cat 982XE isn't just smart, it's surgical. It delivers brute force with pinpoint control, redefining what mid-size means on a modern job site. Operating weight, 78,264 pounds, about the same as 13 Ford F-150s stacked together. Net power, 404 horsepower, with CAT's XE advanced electric drive transmission. Bucket capacity, 6.25 to 23.5 cubic yards, enough to scoop up an entire backyard patio in one pass. Height, 12.3 feet. Length, 34.8 feet. Fuel tank, 112 gallons, stretched further with hybrid drive efficiency. Price, $675,000. Troy, a site manager in Denver, runs two 9 Heyday 2 XEs on his concrete yard. He said the difference was night and day after switching from conventional loaders. You get muscle without the mess. This thing delivers power like a diesel but feels like a battery. From loading hoppers to stacking material with inch-perfect precision, the 9A2 XE blends technology, control, and comfort. It's the mid-size choice for operators who expect more from their machine. And get it. CAT 6015B, the mid-size monster that never quits. I still remember the first time I saw this machine fire up in Colorado. The ground literally trembled under my boots. Let's talk about the CAT 6015B. It's not the biggest beast on Caterpillar's roster, but out in the field, it's the kind of machine that earns respect, one scoop at a time. At the Crescent Mine, I watched it slice through rock like a hot knife through butter, while the crew barely broke a sweat. Specs that punch above their weight. Bucket capacity 7.5 cubic yards. Enough to fill 3 full-size F-150 beds in one motion. Engine 700 horsepower. Same power as 2 Lamborghinis, built for brute force, not speed. Dimensions: 15 feet tall, 25 feet long, taller than a 2-story house, longer than a stretch limo. Fuel tank, 320 gallons of diesel, about a $1,500 fill-up. Operating temperature, from -25 degrees Fahrenheit to 125 degrees Fahrenheit, cold mornings, scorching heat, it keeps going. Price, $1.5 million. You could buy a luxury condo, but it won't move mountains. But here's what really makes the 6015B a legend. The crew trusts it. In harsh terrain where one breakdown can set you back thousands, this thing delivers shift after shift. It's like having a bulldog that never sleeps, never complains, and just keeps going. One operator told me, "You don't baby this machine, it babysits the entire site." CAT D11, the modern mining muscle. Nevada's silver fields are no joke. Rocks the size of refrigerators, slopes that chew up tires. That's where I first saw the CAT D11 flex. And standing next to it, Roger, 61 years old, said he's driven every dozer since '79, but nothing like this. Weight, 248,005 pounds, heavier than a fully loaded Boeing 757. Engine 850 horsepower, blade capacity 45 cubic yards, fills 4 dump trucks in one push. Height 14.9 feet, length 35.8 feet. Fuel tank 425 gallons. Price $3.4 million, same as a Hollywood Hills mansion. Roger cleared an entire canyon wall over the course of 3 weeks. Rain, wind, sleet, never missed a shift. "This baby purrs," he said, patting the blade, "and when she roars, nothing gets in her way, not even time." CAT 795 FAC, the efficient beast that moves mountains. Let's kick things off with the CAT 795 FAC, a machine that makes you rethink what's possible. This beast is hard at work in the San Juan mine in Colorado, one of the most rugged mining operations in the country. The terrain there is unforgiving, full of steep inclines and rough, loose soil. But the 795 FAC powers through it all like it was built for it. This machine hauls 400 tons of material per trip. Imagine stacking 80 adult elephants on top of each other. That's what we're talking about here. With a 3,500 horsepower diesel engine, the 795 FAC can travel up to 40 miles per hour, faster than most sports cars, despite being fully loaded. And if you're wondering about fuel, this truck gulps down 1,300 gallons of diesel every time it fills up, costing a whopping $6,000. But when you're hauling mountains, that's the price of doing business. Its dump bed, a colossal 250 cubic yards. That's nearly 17 times what a standard dump truck can carry. But here's where it gets futuristic. The 795 FAC can operate autonomously. With Caterpillar's autonomous haulage system, it can navigate rugged terrain on its own. Picture this. You're sipping coffee while this beast drives itself through the San Juan mine, hauling dirt as it goes. Caterpillar 994K, the Bedrock Bully. The 994K doesn't ask for permission. It demands a ground move. This 242-ton beast, about the weight of 3 humpback whales, can lift 120,000 pounds. Imagine 3 tanks hanging off its bucket. The 32 cubic yard scoop swallows material like a black hole, or enough dirt to fill an average backyard swimming pool. It's got 1,739 horsepower and moves with the snarl of a beast that's tasted bedrock before. Estimated price, $2.5 million. Fuel tank capacity, 2,100 gallons. Cost to fill tank, $10,500. You don't just buy this machine, you make a statement, one that rumbles. I saw it fill a 240-ton haul truck in 3 passes. The crew calls it the Bully, and honestly, it earns a name every day. Cat D11T, the king of bulldozers. At a limestone quarry in central Texas, the Cat D11T isn't just a machine, it's a legend. Every worker on site calls it the sheriff. When it rolls in, the earth listens. Weight, 248,600 pounds, about 60 pickup trucks stacked vertically. Engine, 850 horsepower. Blade capacity, 45.4 cubic yards. Flattens a backyard pool in 1 pass. Height, 15.1 feet. Length, 35.8 feet. Fuel tank, 425 gallons. Price, $3.5 million. Same as a private island in Belize. Tom the foreman told me they once had a boulder too big for explosives. The D11T shoved it off a cliff in 2 pushes. This machine doesn't negotiate, he said, it enforces. Cat 798 AC, the crown jewel. And now we come to the Cat 798 AC, the king of all Caterpillar trucks. If the 797F is a colossus, the 798 AC is the emperor. This truck is used in some of the most demanding mining projects in the world, like the Fort Knox gold mine in Alaska. This mine has some of the harshest weather conditions and toughest mining environments, but the 798 AC thrives here. With a payload of 410 tons, this truck carries the weight of an entire fleet of smaller trucks. Powered by a 4,150 horsepower engine, the 798 AC is capable of reaching speeds of 40 miles per hour, even with that enormous load. Its fuel tank holds 1,300 gallons, enough to fuel a small town for a day. At 51 feet long and 22 feet tall, this truck is massive, and its 361 cubic yard dump bed is the largest in its class, making it capable of hauling more material than any other truck on the market. Inside, it's equipped with cutting-edge technology, including real-time diagnostics, GPS tracking, and onboard cameras. It's more than just a truck, it's a mobile innovation. And the best part? The 798 AC isn't just a truck. It's a game changer for mining, construction, and beyond. Cat 988K the loader, built for war. At a copper mine in Tucson, Arizona, where the summer heat hits 115 degrees Fahrenheit, I saw Maria fire up her Cat 988K like it was just another dance rehearsal. She called it her desert tank, big, hot, and impossible to stop. Operating weight, 112,574 pounds. Same as a blue whale on land. Engine, 541 HP. Bucket capacity, 12 cubic yards. Half an above-ground pool per scoop. Height, 13.3 feet. Length, 39 feet. Fuel tank, 300 gallons. $1,400 per refill. Price, $1.1 million. 10 luxury SUVs, but this one lifts mountains. Maria's only 29, but she handles the 988K like it's part of her. She loaded 2 100-ton trucks in under 10 minutes. It's not just horsepower, she told me, wiping sweat from her brow. It's control. And she listens better than my ex ever did. KT6090FS, the earth-moving kingpin. They don't call it the king of excavators for nothing. The Cat 6090FS is the kind of machine that doesn't just work, it dominates. At the North Antelope Rochelle mine in Wyoming, I stood there as it scooped what felt like half the earth in a single motion. This isn't a machine, it's a force of nature. Bucket capacity, 52 cubic yards, equivalent to 4 cement trucks worth of material every scoop. Engine, dual 1,300 HP engines, totaling 2,600 HP, stronger than a diesel train engine. Dimensions, 25 feet tall, 50.3 feet long, as tall as a 2.5-story house, longer than a tractor trailer. Fuel tank, 5,300 gallons diesel, costs $25,000 to fill, but it moves millions of dollars in material. Operating temp, -40 during degree to 122 degree green Fahrenheit. Blizzards or heat waves, it keeps clawing forward. Price, $30 million, the price of a private jet. But this one flies through rock, not clouds. The best part? It's shockingly smooth. Hydraulic precision meets raw might. I watched it operate with millimeter accuracy as operators worked it like an extension of their own arms. One veteran told me, "This thing doesn't just lift, it rewrites the landscape." Cat D6XE, the smart midsize warrior. Ever seen a bulldozer move with the grace of a Tesla and the strength of a grizzly? That's the Cat D6XE. It's not just a machine, it's evolution on tracks. Operating weight, 51,000 pounds. About as heavy as a fully loaded SWAT armored response vehicle. Net power, 215 horsepower. Powered by electric drive, delivering torque like a silent sledgehammer. Blade capacity, 5.9 cubic yards, enough to clear out a 2-car garage foundation in one go. Height, 10.5 feet. Length, 21.5 feet. Fuel tank, 110 gallons. And with electric drive, it stretches every drop. Price, $700,000. Like buying a custom-built cabin in the Rockies, but it builds roads instead of views. Samantha, a forewoman on a tight residential job in Georgia, leaned on the fender with pride in her eyes. This machine doesn't wear you out, It works with you. She showed me how she fine-tunes the grade with her fingertips. No delay, no fight. The cab, whisper quiet. It's like running a dozer and luxury SUV at the same time. She laughed. And just like that, the D6XE quietly backed up, turned, and cut a perfect path through the red Georgia clay. Cat 995K, the giant that never sleeps. Southern Arizona, 2 p.m., air thick with desert heat, still 95 gas. And there she was, Jenna's Cat 995K, idling like a giant cat in the dark. You could barely see her face behind the dusty glass, but when the bucket dropped, you felt it. In operating weight, 540,000 pounds, to equivalent to 90 adult hippos. Engine, 1,117 horsepower. Bucket capacity, 57 cubic yards. To an entire living room's volume in one scoop. Height, 22 feet. Length, 55 feet. Fuel tank, 1,500 gallons. $7,000 to fill in. Price, more than 2 Ferraris and a yacht combined. Jenna runs night shifts all winter. Says it's the only time she feels calm. Just her, the engine hum, and a mountain that needs moving. People think it's just a job, she said. But when I'm up here, it's like flying a starship through the dirt. Cat 992K, the titan of wheel loaders. Alaska's Fort Knox mine is brutal. Temperatures can drop so low, even steel complains. But the Cat 992K doesn't back down. I saw it work at sunrise, engines rumbling, digging through frozen gold-bearing rock like it was nothing. Bucket capacity, 10.5 cubic yards. That's nearly 3 hot tubs of dirt every lift. Engine, 1,000 horsepower, raw muscle paired with smart hydraulics. Dimensions 23 feet tall, 42 feet long, as high as a 2-story cabin, and about 4 pickup trucks long. Fuel tank 518 gallons diesel, around $2,400 per refill, worth it in every frosty shift. Cold weather ready, starts up in minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit, with heaters and frost-resistant systems that keep it moving. Price, $3.5 million. Same as a Rolls-Royce collection, except this one works overtime. Operators say the 992K is built like a linebacker and runs like a quarterback. Every scoop, every dump. It's reliable, clean, and feels like a natural part of the landscape. Cat 797F, the heavyweight champion. And then there's the Cat 797F, the true heavyweight champion of Caterpillar's fleet. This beast takes on the most demanding tasks at the North Antelope Rochelle mine in Wyoming, one of the world's largest coal mines. The 797F has been tested under the harshest conditions, where the weight of coal being transported can break most other machines in half, but not this one. The Cat 797F can carry up to 400 tons. To give you an idea, that's like having 80 fully loaded semi-trucks all packed into one machine. Powered by a 4,000 horsepower engine, it can cruise at 40 miles per hour, even when carrying that massive load. Its fuel tank, a jaw-dropping 1,750 gallons. That's the equivalent of filling up an entire swimming pool just to move a few tons of coal. At 49 feet long and 24 feet tall, this truck is a monster. Its 360 cubic yard dump bed is so large, it could fill a small stadium. Yet despite its size, the 797F's technology ensures it handles with remarkable precision, maintaining stability and control as it navigates through the challenging terrain of the North Antelope Rochelle mine. Cat 6030, the mining titan that breaks the rules. Finally, meet the Cat 6030, the heavyweight champion of Caterpillar's fleet. At Shoal Creek Mine in Alabama, I saw this beast rip through layers of rock like peeling an orange. It's brutal, elegant, and ridiculously effective. Bucket capacity 34 cubic yards. 20,000 basketballs in one load engine. 1,100 horsepower pure digging power with finesse. Dimensions: 31 feet tall, 56 feet long, as tall as a telephone tower. Longer than a semi-truck with trailer. Dump capacity 150 tons per load, equivalent to 30 elephants in one go. Fuel tank 1,200 gallons, around $5,600 per fill. This thing eats diesel for breakfast. Extreme condition ready. Operates in dust storms, rain, and high humidity without breaking a sweat. Price, $8 million. Like buying a Boeing 737 cockpit, but underground. Every crew member I spoke with said the same thing. When the 6030's on site, the job gets done faster, safer, and smoother. This isn't just a machine, it's the backbone of big mining. From towering dozers to record-breaking loaders, these 20 Caterpillar giants redefine strength, endurance, and human imagination. They don't just move Earth, they build futures, carve cities, and power industries worldwide. Which one captured your awe? Share your pick below, smash like and subscribe, because the next legend is only one video away.